Hello students. So in the previous class we have discussed about what is a resource, what are the various classification of resources. The major classification of resources that was your natural resource, human resource and human made resources. We also studied or we also learnt about the various classification of natural resources, isn't it? On the basis of origin, that was abiotic and abiotic resources, on the basis of exhaustibility, renewable and non-renewable resources, on the basis of development, actual or developed and potential resources, and on the basis of distribution, ubiquitous and localized resources. We also talked about how resources are so much of importance to support our wonderful, resourceful earth and human life. And today we will discuss about human-made resources. So here, let's start today's class. When humans use natural things to make something new that provides utility and value to our lives, it is called human-made resources. Now this means when we use something from the nature or the natural resource with our own techniques and with our own human value or skill, what we do, we add on the value of the product. For example, the coal is a natural resource, but we use it to generate electricity, and electricity has a various uses. So what we did, with the application of human technology, we added value to a simple coal. So in that way, the electricity becomes human-made resource. Okay, so human-made resources are those which human create using technology and skills. For example, when we use metals, wood, cement, sand and solar energy to make buildings, machineries, vehicles, bridges, roads, etc., they became man-made resources. So here, the two things that we should remember is technology is also a man-made resource, and man-made resources are mostly renewable. How? Because man-made resources can be rebuilt. Okay, and it can be they can be fixed if, once like broken. So we can fix them, we can rebuild them. Okay, we can reuse them again and again. So in that way, man-made resources are mostly renewable resources. Our next one is human as resource or human resource. See, we human beings have the skills, intelligence and knowledge, and we use technology to transform natural resources into usable and valuable things. Then we become a resource, because it is by using our skill we are transforming another resource into much added valuable resource. So we became a human resource. So human resource consists of people with healthy mind and healthy bodies who are skillful and aware are more productive, and hence human resource is the most important resource for all of us. We are dependent on resource, isn't it? And we are the one who develops the resources. So we are most important. So we human being are a resource. So with this we completed these questions, like what do you mean by human made resources? I hope you all can write about it. And then why do we call human as resource? And then what is the difference between human resource and human made resource? Now let's go to next topic, that is your resource conservation. Now here we should understand that the population of humans in the world is increasing continuously, rapidly, and with that human needs are also increasing. human depends on resources. For example, for food, we depend on the soil. For clothing, we depend on fiber. For shelter, we depend on for nature, for timber, bricks, mortar, and iron. For industrial needs, we depend on various mineral resources. So, resource conservation is very important as they form our life support system. We should check indiscriminate and unscientific use of resources that may lead to their depletion or shortage of resources. Now, here's scarcity of resources or shortage of resources. I would like to give example. Like suppose if we do not start to save water now, very soon there would be a time when we will not have enough water for our day-to-day purpose. Okay, likewise, if we do not stop cutting trees, cutting down forest, there would be a time when we will left with no wood. Okay, and then also that will create increasing levels of carbon dioxide, and we know carbon dioxide is not good for human life. It would be a difficult time for human to survive when there will be rising level of carbon dioxide. Okay, in other words, conservation of resources is necessary for the betterment of human life. So, by carefully utilizing each natural resource and allowing it to renew itself within nature, we can help in resource conservation. We must also focus on sustainable development, a way of optimally using and balancing the use of each resources. And by doing so, we can all contribute to a healthy and resourceful planet. So, resource conservation, how can we define it? So while writing about conservation of resources, you should write that it means the careful and proper utilization of resources with future needs in mind and preventing the depletion of same by giving time for it to regenerate or get renewed. In simpler form, it means that resource conservation is a way in which we as a human being become very careful, and we try to utilize the resources in a very proper and planned manner so that we can keep resources safe for the future generation, and we also do not waste the actual resource. Okay, now your next term is sustainable development. See, sustainable development is defined as the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This means that if we want to take some development activity, then we must take care of the present without compromising the ability of future generation. This also means that whatever we do, we also should consider about the future generation, because whatever is there on the earth, it is ours also and it is for future generation also. So we must keep it safe for the coming generations to meet their needs. Now here let's see this picture where it is shown how we can concentrate or how can we increase the development that we want to have in our surrounding to a level that we say it is a sustainable development. When we talk about sustainable development, we keep three things in our mind: that the development should be economically viable, environment should be able to bear the development consequences, and also the development should make society equal. Okay, there should not be any disparity between the social segments of the society. So a development that takes care of economic viability, bearability of environment, and social equality, we call it as sustainable development. Now, in order to take part in sustainable development as a student or as an individual or as a simple human being, what we can do? So we have a formula of 4 golden R's. It means R for reduce, R for reuse, R for recycle, and R for refuse. So that is why it is 4 golden R's. Now what does this mean? It means that when you do not need anything, okay, and you can adjust, then you should reduce your consumption and you should not waste it. It is just as simple as it is. When we do not want light in any room, we can switch off the lights, isn't it? So in that way, what we are doing, we are reducing the consumption and we are not letting electricity to waste. Then your next example is for reuse. How we can reuse the things, okay? Whenever we are reusing a thing, what we are doing is we are reducing also. So we must use a product or resource as many times as we can. And then recycle. We should avoid wastage by changing a product into another usable material. Like if we have a bunch of newspaper, we can make eco-friendly shopping bags from that, isn't it? So that is the way. When what we are doing is we are reusing and trying to recycle the things. And then refuse. When you do not need something, we can say no to it, okay? So we should not buy unnecessary things. We can refuse the things. In that way, what happens, these are very simple ways, but they are very necessary to make sustainable development. And you should also feel proud whenever you do such things. You should also feel very good that you are being a part of sustainable development. I would also like to tell you some other ways. Apart from your 4 golden hours, we can repair the things, we can re-gift the things, and we can recover it also. This means that in case of repairment, what it is, it like when we are using something and it is little bit torn out, or it has been say if some scratches are there, so it's not always like you will go and buy something new, but you should mend it, you should heal it, and you should try to change the soul of it, and you can repair it, okay? So in that way, what will happen, you are also reducing your use, you are managing the resource, you are reusing it, and you are refusing to buy unnecessary things. So that is also good for making our environment sustainable. Then is regifting. It's just like you should use the resources that can go for a long time, buy goods that last a long time, buy rechargeable batteries. So look for goods with minimal packaging. So re-gifting, it's not always you are going and buying and then you are just consuming the resources. No, you are also being very careful about the conservation of resource. And then the recover. See, most of the resources, they have ability to regenerate themselves. So we as a human being, when we are using those resources, we should give them a time to regenerate themselves. See, we most of us use mobile phones, isn't it? And in mobile phone, what do, we charge it also, no, we give it a time. So it's like that only. When we are using natural resources also, we should also give time to nature to recharge itself, to regenerate itself. So it's just simple ways how we can take part in sustainable development. And I hope also that you all will surely adopt 1 or 3 golden hours in your life. In that way, you will be a true future generation for whom we are also trying to make the sustainable development a reality. So with this, we have covered the questions like what do we mean by resource conservation and how can you explain it, and why do we need to conserve resources, what are 4 golden hours, and what is sustainable development. Students, with this chapter comes to an end, and I hope the chapter resources is clear to you. And I wish you all the best. Take care everyone, stay safe.